So we've already talked the NFL draft. We get it. The Cardinals did well. I want you, the fans, the people who enjoy this team, to bask in that. I don't want you to have to quickly move over to, okay, well, what happens if this? What happens if that? Your job as a fan is just to kind of enjoy it. My job is to be like, okay, turn the page. Let's find out what we need to do next. And I thought about something that could unite because Kyler Murray is a very polarizing figure. We know this. And so I wanted to do something to ignite or unite the pro-Kyler crowd and the anti-Kyler Murray crowd. And there's very few of us that I feel fall between those two things. I am firmly in the middle at this point. I'm not anti-Kyler Murray because what was the option if you weren't going to run it out with Kyler? So I get the pro-Kyler crowd I don't mean this in a bad way, but I do think it is low sports self-esteem to just be vehemently and adamantly a Kyler Murray stan and not be able to realize that Kyler Murray has not been great late in seasons. If I'm not mistaken, I think his record in December is like 6-15 or something awful. And some of that you could blame on Steve Keim, Cliff Kingsbury. You could have blamed other parties of why Kyler Murray was bad, so bad late in seasons. But this past year, it was largely on Kyler Murray. Especially after the bye week, I think he threw like 6 or 7 interceptions. None of them were remotely close to the receiver they were throwing the ball to. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the issue was, but Kyler Murray wasn't great yet again late in seasons. And what you're going to get on the show is just honesty. I'm not going to tell you how great one player is or how bad a player is. I'm going to give you the God-honest truth, and if they're one of those two things, I'll tell you. But Kyler is a polarizing figure. And I get it. You want him to succeed if you're pro Kyler Murray. I don't think worse of you if you're just all about pro Kyler Murray. He's got to be better. And bad interception after bad interception in the second half of the bye week, or I guess I should say just after the bye week. He was awful, abysmal. He has to be better in those scenarios. And then let's talk about the anti-Kyler Murray crowd. The people that want to move on from Kyler Murray, but still have a problem with answering this question. You want to move on from Kyler Murray, then what? You're not getting Cam Ward, was not happening. Plus, it's considered a bad quarterback draft. Jackson Dart was a first rounder. You wanted Shedeur Sanders to come and lead this team? I mean, Kyler Murray, I advocated for the Cardinals to kick the tires on Shedeur Sanders. I never said that they need to draft him. I kicked the tires on him. So, if you're someone that is pro-Kyler or anti-Kyler, I think you're going far either which way. This season, let's all agree, if you're pro-Kyler Murray or anti-Kyler Murray, let's all meet in the middle and say this season is the official, no more excuses, make or break season for Kyler Murray. Because last year, the pro-Kyler Murray crowd could say, well, the defense is awful. And the anti-Kyler Murray crowd can say, well, he's always like this in the second half of seasons. Let's meet in the middle. Let's all agree, defensively, they have enough pieces to contend. Offensively, maybe, they need one more piece on offense, but not like a major piece. This person's not going to make or break Kyler Murray's make or break season. He's not going to derail Kyler's season. So sure, maybe they need to go ahead and sign an Amari Cooper, sign an Elijah Moore, sign a Keenan Allen, someone just to help bolster the wide receiver room that I still think is pretty much fine with Zay Jones and Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride and James Conner and Trey Benson. Kyler's got enough weapons. But what I won't do is say this. Let's all agree that we're not going to blame Drew Petzing either. Drew Petzing has his issues. But the one defense I'll have of Petzing is this. Late in the season, he did kind of let it rock. I remember In that second Seahawks game at home, he let Kyler cut the ball loose downfield. And it bit him in the ass. Kyler Murray was not good in that game. So if we're just being fair, whether you're anti-Kyler Murray or whether you're pro-Kyler Murray, let's meet in the middle. And if you're someone that is so vehemently, this team needs another offensive weapon, they need to go get a Keenan Allen or an Elijah Moore or an Amari Cooper, that is totally fine. But if you believe that they desperately need that player for Kyler Murray to succeed, you are part of the problem. Because then you are looking down on Kyler Murray without openly doing it. And I mean that like this. If you think Kyler can only succeed with 5 different weapons, he's not the quarterback for you. He's not the quarterback that's going to win you a Super Bowl. Now, if you think Kyler could flourish even more with another offensive weapon, or it will help enhance his season, that's fine. But Kyler's got enough weapons to succeed now. Trey McBride is a top 3 tight end in the NFL. People in the chat are telling me Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be awesome next year. Michael Wilson, every opportunity he gets, although not a ton, he takes advantage of them. And you still got James Conner and Trey Benson. And this offensive line is more than fine. You went and got Hayden Conner to help bolster the middle of that offensive line. The only thing that worries me is the right tackle position. So let's not act like for Kyler Murray to succeed that he needs that to happen. And I think what you're doing, I know you just want to help Kyler, the pro Kyler Murray crowd, but let's be fair. If you need a bunch of weapons around you to succeed, you become Brock Purdy. If you're of the belief that you just want to continue to add to the wide receiver room because you saw what Jalen Hurts did this year and you saw that you can win a Super Bowl with that kind of quarterback, and I think we could all agree Kyler's more talented than Jalen Hurts, but not as disciplined, we can go there. But let's meet in the middle. And I'm not happy that we're doing this again either. I'm not thrilled with it. But as someone that is firmly in the middle of the anti-Kyler Murray crowd and the pro-Kyler Murray crowd, I'm willing to say, fine, this is it. Let's meet in the middle. Year 8 for Kyler Murray feels a little long to have this conversation, but this is it. Make or break for Kyler Murray. And what does that look like? That is, at minimum, a playoff win. It's not enough just to get us there. You've got to look good in a game and win a playoff game. And again, whether you're anti-Kyler Murray, because you think in second half of seasons he's just going to collapse, which is absolutely fair, or whether you're pro-Kyler Murray, and you just think it's everything else around him, it's Drew Petzing, the defense last year, those were the issues, it wasn't him. I'm here to be the moderator. Let's come in the middle. Let's all root for Kyler to succeed. There's no reason why you shouldn't root for him to succeed. And then let's let the chips fall where they may this year. He's got enough weapons offensively. His defense is completely revamped. He needs to be good enough to win a playoff game this year. And it's no one else's fault if he doesn't do that. It's not Drew Petzing. It's not the defense. Sure, Petzing has his issues, and the defense had their issues last year. Petzing is not going to be the reason why Kyler Murray figures it out or doesn't. And for all the people that were like, he needs to let Kyler Murray cut it loose downfield, he did that in the Seahawks game last year, and it largely bit Kyler Murray and Drew Petzing in the ass. So this is it. This is it for Kyler. And I'm rooting for him to succeed. And I know largely in the chat, people are rooting for him to succeed as well. It is ridiculous to hope that your quarterback fails. It's more fun for you if he works out. I'm more richer if it works out. And I get more of a following because people like to follow the team when the team's better. And that's totally fair. Why would you go support a team that isn't playing very well? So this year, this is it. We're going to talk about this again once it gets closer to training camp and what it looks like for Kyler Murray. And what it seems to, and what it needs to be like. But ultimately, look at the Cardinals roster. This is one of the better rosters in the NFL now. And let's just say the players that they drafted don't bust, but they're not all pro players. Let's just say they're somewhere in the middle. That means they drafted a bunch of solid players in the NFL draft, which means this defense is better. What glaring holes do the Arizona Cardinals have in this roster? Glaring holes. Not an extra wide receiver would help. It's just linebacker, guys. Cornerbacks, check. Well, defensive backs, check. Defensive line, check. Linebackers, not checked on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, tight end, check. Running backs, check. Wide receivers, mostly check. Quarterback, we'll see. But this roster has enough for this team to succeed. And that is the double-edged sword that comes with a really good draft that Monty Ossenfort gave the Arizona Cardinals this year. Now it's, okay, Kyler, it's up to you. Figure it out. And Petzing as well, I don't want to let him go. If the Cardinals' offense struggles in the first 8 weeks, I do think that they'll pull the core on Drew Petzing, just so we're clear. So, you know what, Brian? I have sung the praises of Cody Simon. For half a second, I forgot about him. But I think it's hard to ask a rookie to come in and just be downright awesome for this team this year.